Watch this. Your coach says, stop your swing, but your whole body keeps moving. This one fix turns your legs into a stable chassis. Today I want to talk about stopping, breaking your body after the stroke. There are two ways players fail to stop. Either the hand keeps going or the body keeps drifting. Both cause errors. Watch what happens when I loop from this position. My body should finish right here, compact and still. But if I let my weight carry forward even a little, the ball floats long. If the ball is at the right depth, I plant here and loop in place. I only step forward when the ball is genuinely short. If the incoming ball is deep and pushing into you, and you still charge forward, the combined force just keeps growing, the ball flies off the end. So the first rule, plant your body, think of it like a horse stance. From the moment you read the ball through contact all the way to the finish, your legs are rooted. Watch my stance is solid, not a hint of wobble. Now compare what many players do. After the stroke, the body pops up, or drifts left, or lunges forward, or sinks down. Every one of those is a leak. You need to be stable through the entire stroke cycle. For topspin balls, the leg action is simply planting a solid horse stance. For backspin, you sink down first, then lock in, you don't pop back up. Your legs are the chassis of a car. A cheap chassis shakes like it's about to fall apart the moment you accelerate. A quality chassis sits low and stays stable, even at high speed. Everything feels planted. Next, let's watch a live demonstration. My partner will loop a few forehands so you can see what proper braking looks like. Pay attention to the body. The way the stance locks in after contact is honestly some of the best I've seen at the amateur level. Watch the legs and the core as each ball is struck. You need that crisp snap at contact, that's what locks the ball in. Once you have it, you can recover quickly for the next ball. If your opponent's return isn't high quality, you still have the option to attack again. The whole body stays compact, nothing wobbling, nothing flying apart. That looseness after the stroke, that's exactly the breaking problem. And this applies to the backhand too. Watch my backhand here. A lot of recreational players do something like this, let me show you. That constant wobbling, that's exactly the problem. Most amateur players fall into one of two categories. The first type is the scrambler, darting all over the place, legs flying around with no control, like a firecracker bouncing off the ground. The second type is the statue, completely frozen, no body involvement at all, just swinging the arm. Watch, on the forehand, it's pure arm. And when you do that, your arm takes all the load by itself. Eventually, the shoulder and elbow start hurting. Of course they do, they're doing all the work alone. So ask yourself honestly, are you the scrambler or the statue? Now, so for topspin rallies, backhand or forehand, the legs stay stable throughout. What changes is the upper body action. Watch my topspin loop, see how my legs stay planted. Now I brush the ball, still planted. A drive is the same. I sink my shoulder, but my legs don't drop, don't shift left or right. There's no bouncing, no lateral drift. The base is locked. Watch me do several in a row. Notice my legs, completely stable. When you play forehand topspin, your center of gravity stays planted. Your legs are the anchor. What rotates is your waist and hips, and the range doesn't need to be huge. For a drive, the legs are steady. For a loop, the rotation is a bit larger, but there's no drifting up, left, or down. Legs stay rooted, body stays controlled. Then now let's talk about the backhand side. First rule is the same, plant your stance. But here's an important question, is the center of gravity the same height for forehand and backhand? Think about it, they're actually different. On the forehand, you need to sit a little lower because your contact point drops when you loop, you're reaching down and across. For a forehand drive, the height is about the same as backhand. Watch, drive height is even. But the moment you go to a forehand loop, the knees bend deeper and the hips sink. The backhand stance is a touch higher by comparison. When you loop on the forehand, the center of gravity must drop a notch lower. For a backhand drive, you stay planted at normal height. Now on the backhand, you shouldn't be completely rigid either, that looks stiff and uncoordinated. The motion is tuck the elbow in, push forward. Tuck and push forward, not upward forward. Watch me do a few in sequence. Watch my body, see how it stays coordinated. 1, 2, 1, 2. If you stay completely rigid like this, it looks awkward. And if you swing too much like this, that's even worse. The key is that the tucking motion drives forward. Watch 1, 2, 1, 2, the force connects naturally. So no movement at all is wrong, but too much movement is also wrong. The backhand body action is genuinely tricky. The range has to be very precise. Just tuck and push forward, tuck and push forward. That amount of motion is all you need. When we're generating power, our body tends to fly open. Let me show you what I mean. Watch this. I'm going to hold this round object so you can feel the difference. After a powerful stroke, many players end up like this, everything splays apart. But what you should feel is as if you're hugging a ball. Your body wraps around it, staying connected and compact through the whole stroke. The stroke path needs to stay rounded. You should feel like you're hugging the ball the whole time. Watch when I loop. My arms stay connected to my torso, wrapping around. Now look what happens if I let my arms fly open. I can't control where the ball goes. So body structure matters enormously. When you hold this hugging shape, your hands naturally feel the ball. Both shoulders stay forward and inward, like you're cradling something against your chest. The moment you open up and let the shoulders spread, you've lost that connection. This is what staying compact really looks like. Let me demonstrate. When you play, your left shoulder is extremely important for right-handed players, that is. Think of it like you're hugging a large basin, not just holding it with your hands. You're wrapping around it. Once you lock into that hugging position, watch what happens to my left shoulder. The force is contained, locked in place. Now if I lose that hug, look, everything opens up and the structure collapses. The feeling is exactly the same during a real stroke. Your arms aren't literally stretched out holding something, but the internal sensation is identical. I'm just exaggerating the movement so you can see it clearly. This is what it looks like when your body can't hold its shape. Everything falls apart. You need that compact, locked-in feeling throughout the stroke. You must stay compact, legs tight, body hugging. Most right-handed players have decent control of their playing arm. The real problem is the left side. After you finish your loop, your left half needs to lock the force in place. Let me show you. Watch, many recreational players push off and the energy just scatters sideways. But the correct feeling is like someone is pushing against you from that side, blocking you, not letting you drift. There's a wall there. You can actually practice this at home. Stand next to a wall and feel that resistance on your left side after you swing. It's an incredibly effective training method. After your loop, you should end up locked like this. After you finish the loop, you lock it down. Only by locking in that force can the ball travel on the right trajectory. Try this drill yourself. Watch my left side, I lock it in place. Even a tiny wobble and the ball goes wrong. It really does. When you're just rallying lightly, it feels fine, but the moment you try to add power, especially in a match when you want to end the point, everything falls apart. Because in a match you're thinking, I want to kill this ball so it never comes back. That tension makes you lose the lock. Watch, locked in, locked in. See the ball quality when I stay locked, I can add power freely. But the slightest wobble and it breaks down. Most of the time the problem isn't your hand. Think about a match. Why do you miss that loop? Slow anticipation, slow feet, wrong position, late backswing, no room to accelerate, bad timing, loose body. But standing right here with none of those issues, you make the ball every time. The key point for your body is right here. Stay locked, stay compact, and let the stroke do the work.
明白了吧，球友们？
差一点都不行。
哎，这个身体呢，主要的关键点就在这儿啊。